Cleveland and Minnesota. When they played Cincinnati, they had no chance. They weren't even on the field, Jeff, half the time. They were literally just walking out there and handing the ball right back over to the Bengals. I was watching all the games on Red Zone, and every time I looked up, the Bengals were on the field. You rarely saw the 49ers on the field. And then I looked at the box scores, and I saw that the Bengals spent 10, almost 10 more minutes on the field than the 49ers did. They also ran about 20 more plays than the Niners did as well too, and they just were really good. They defense played exceptional, and their defense doesn't get enough credit because everybody's so in love with their offense. Everybody's always talking about Jamar Chase. Everybody's talking about T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, Boyd, Burrow, blah 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 blah. But when that group is stagnant and can't do anything, who keeps the game competitive? It's their defense. And that's what a lot of people have to understand is that the Cincinnati Bengals defense has been the star for this team this season. It hasn't been them as a group. It's been the defense who's been the star, and the offense has been a slow cooker. Now they're intact. They're going to do the things that they want to do. I thought it was absolutely incredible the way that they had the 49ers looking like a bottom 5 defense all game long. It wasn't like it was just one or two plays. It was the whole damn game, Jeff. And Jamar Chase was being triple teamed and still had a day against these guys. And Joe Mixon, we don't talk about him enough. He's the top 5 running back in this league because he can do it both, versatile, very good at what he does. So pretty much with that, I truly do feel that the Bengals have turned the corner to become the team that we expected them to be. But, Jeff, I've told you guys this all season. They're slow cookers. They're not going to be a team that is going to jump out 3 and zip. That's not them. They're going to come out probably 1-2, 1-3, and then they'll have their motivation that they need, and then they step it up. And I think that they got motivated when Jamar Chase sat there with the media and said that I'm always open. And pretty much everything changed that day. Everything changed that day. And so now we're sitting here with the same scenario that we've been sitting here for the last, 3 Novembers, where the Bengals are taking off. And we're at that point. The Bills are still the biggest wild card that we have in the NFL. We know that because they got Josh Allen, great quarterback, great player, always checks off all the boxes of a gamer, all that good stuff. But once again, he's a guy that turns over the ball way too much to be considered an elite quarterback. I'm sorry. It's just way too much. And he's great. He's good. But it's just too much. Too much. Way too many turnovers at the wrong time. But all in all, though, I feel like we're going to get some sweet revenge here from the Bills because they owe the Bengals one. Now, hopefully, we can get the game on. Hopefully, nobody falls out this time, Jeff. And if they do fall out, can we just continue the game? That's my biggest question. But all in all, though, I'm going to take the Bills to cover. I don't know if they win, but I think they can cover a 3.5. It's going to be a close game in Cincinnati.
We went the opposite. We took the Bengals in the money line -155. I will give you the look ahead line of the Bills -1. And then, of course, we saw what the Bills did last week. And now we saw the resurgence of Joe Burrow being healthy, running straight down the middle, not once or twice, but 3 times, looking for someone to tackle him. And he didn't slide. He wasn't afraid. He is 100% healthy. Burrow to Chase is back. T. Higgins is back. Joe Mixon is back. But this number is going out of whack, I should say. Again, my true number was a pick 'em with a 46.5. Now 3 with a 48.5. This is going to be an old-fashioned, maybe last one with the ball wins. I think this is 24-23 Bengals with a late field goal to end it. But again, we're getting past the point. The true value in this game is the Bills because we will remember what we saw last with the Bengals. So before we anoint Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes, AFC winner goes to the bowl, remember what you got in front of you. And this is going to be a tall task for the Bengals. I think they eke it out and get it done, but this is not going to be, a 7 or 10 point victory for sure.
I feel, and you know what, Jeff? I'm gonna keep it real with you. The AFC is no guarantees. Only team that can say, okay, we probably have a spot in the AFC Championship is the Chiefs because they have the experience. They have the wherewithal to get there. But Bengals, Ravens, Dolphins, Bills, it's a real conundrum on who's gonna be out that group. But we'll know more and more this month. People have to understand when we're in November, November really tells us who the contenders and pretenders truly are. Because now you start getting tough games, and then you start getting games that are middling games that wind up being tough games. And I'm telling you right now, everybody's at that point of the season where they're not trying to lose 9 games in November. I tell everybody, your season's over once you lose 9 games. If it's not at the last week of the season, okay, you're not. You just if you lost 9 games by the time we end November, your season's over. It's okay. But all in all, right now, everybody's still in the race somewhat. But this is the perfect month to really separate everybody. We're gonna really get to know who's real and who isn't. That's my whole thing. But I feel like there's 4 teams behind the Chiefs right now, and we're not even talking about Jacksonville yet. Jacksonville's won 5 in a row, and we haven't even mentioned them yet. And so pretty much you got 5 teams sitting behind this group right here. And then you got 2 more that think that they might have some say in this situation as well, too. Them being in the Browns and the Jets. You know what I mean? Because the Jets somewhat don't want to go away, and they keep, advertising that Aaron Rodgers might possibly come back. But I wouldn't want that no way. But you know what? They're a team that needs that type of the Jets. I've just realized they're just a team that just needs the media. They just need to have a story going on. They just need to be relevant. That's all it is. It doesn't matter if they're good or not. They just need to be relevant and have the New York Times talking about them, which they rarely do. But Monday Night Football, got to be a good one, right, Jeff? LA versus New York. East meets West, like me and Jeff do all the time. But pretty much Chargers 3-4. You got the Jets 4-3, -3 spread to the